Hey everyone, welcome to Chat with the Chamber. It's where we shine a spotlight on a local business here in Concord. My name is Kevin Cabral. I'm with the Concord Chamber of Commerce, and I have the pleasure of having Caleb Esborg, co-founder and CEO of Ethos Environmental, right? I want to make
Perfect.
sure I get that right.
Nailed it.
Ethos Environmental. So it's great.
Yeah.
A little bit about Caleb. Met him maybe 8, 9 months, maybe a little longer ago, and we instantly hit it off, and it was great. I have to mention Mike Guthrie. He works with Caleb, and he's a dear friend of mine. And so it's been good to get to know you, and I appreciate the activity you've shown to the chamber, including being one of our Chairman Circle sponsors. So
Yeah.
welcome. It's
Thank you so
great to
much,
see
sir.
you.
I appreciate it. Great to
Yeah.
see you. Great to be here. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this too. And looking forward to this conversation. And yeah, I feel the same way too. When I first met you, I loved your vision, not only for the chamber, but really for the entire city and community here in Concord. And so it was an easy decision for us to be a part of this community. So
Yeah.
thank you for
No.
the opportunity.
Love it, and I appreciate it. So let's just start with the basics.
Yeah.
What do you do? And I know you've
Yeah.
had your hands in many different ventures, but
Correct.
what
Correct.
about
Yeah.
Ethos? Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I'm a part of a family network of businesses. So my family and I own several construction companies, all headquartered here in Concord. So Ethos Environmental is our newest entity, and that is for government general contracting services.
Hmm.
So we're doing some veteran housing projects right now, some affordable housing projects, and then government contracting too for local, state, and federal entities. And so have our hands full just with that. But then we also have several other affiliate companies too. So we have a framing company, a concrete company, remodel company, remediation, restoration type company. So we've tried to really cover the entire gambit in
Yeah.
constructions.
Yeah, I know you've
Yeah,
told me that before. You're pretty deep into Concord too, right? I mean,
yeah.
those
Mhm.
businesses have been active for the growth of Concord, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I would like to think so. I mean, our hope really is to give back to our community and to hopefully make a difference in this community. And so, I'm proud to say, yeah, our first company was started in 1998.
Okay.
It's Legacy Renovations, and it started just remodeling homes and working with homeowners here in this area. But since then, I mean, we average probably 1,000 homes in each one of our companies for new construction, and really have targeted the East Bay area ever since inception. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And for you, how did you land in Concord? Why was it
Yeah.
that what kind of brought you here, and said, this is where we're going to start this company?
Yeah. We've always been in Contra Costa County, and we've had great experiences, just doing business here. And the story's pretty simple, to be honest. A couple years ago, our lease was pretty much up for our office spaces,
I
so we
love it,
started
man.
we started looking
Shopping around.
and shopping around.
Yeah, it's
But I do have
awesome.
to say, every single like lease space that we considered was in Concord,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
every single one that we looked at, we're like, this is really cool. We ended up deciding on one, which is where we are
Yeah.
currently, and now we're headquartered and love it. And I do have to say, it's like I've we've done business with a lot of different cities, a lot of different counties, and it's been really fun
Yeah.
working with the
Yeah.
city of Concord, and been very receptive and very warm. And so yeah, we're enjoying it. We're enjoying it.
Yeah, and I've known that you've had projects kind of all over the
Hmm.
East Bay,
Yeah.
and I think one of your things is really getting involved with the community you work
Okay.
in, but also
Mhm.
with the political leaders of those
Yeah.
communities,
Mhm.
and also the city staff. Is
Yeah.
that something that still you're always striving to work with those groups? I mean, is that
Yeah, no, definitely.
probably?
Yeah, 100%. I love people, as cliche as that sounds. So there's part of me that just always loves to connect with people. But,
Yeah.
us really having the vision of Ethos Environmental Construction specifically, being really a conduit for all of our construction expertise and knowledge that we've accumulated over the years directed towards government space. It's something that, of course, I'm open to
Yeah.
meeting, as many individuals in that space as possible. And I think the real driving force, not to get off on a short little
It's
tangent,
okay.
yeah, is one of my heroes, I could say, a guy named G.K. Chesterton,
Mm.
down at the turn of the 18th and 19th centuries. But he wrote something in one of his books. He's a philosopher, and he said, "Can we hate the world enough to want to change it, and
Mm.
yet love it enough to think it worth changing?" And I think that
Well, that's
that's
deep.
really, I know it's a little deep, right?
Yeah.
But that's really the driving force. So even when you bring up, meeting people in that space, I think
Yeah.
the way that I filter really every relationship, every conversation that we have, and really every endeavor and initiative that we're taking on, even as a
Yeah.
company, is okay, is there a problem that we could kind of be a part of, solving and fixing? So that's the hate is a strong word, right? But it's
Right.
the hating the world enough. It's identifying the problems, identifying the
Hmm.
deficits, identifying those things in our community that we all want to bring positive change to, and then loving the community enough to go, okay, yeah, I'll work really, really hard to fix this. I'll work really, really hard to be part of the solution. So
Yeah.
I think in a long answer to your question,
Yeah.
anyone with a similar mindset, I would love to meet, connect with, and whether we do business together or whether we just encourage each other. But that's our vision.
Yeah, I totally see that in you because that's how it worked for me, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, we've been looking for different companies to bring on the chamber at a higher level, and you were open to it, and
Mm.
I think that's a good connection. And you put, your money where your mouth is, for
Yeah.
lack of a
Yeah.
better term. But you were like, "Hey, we're all in," and then
Yeah.
you do the bus tour. You're coming
Yeah.
to our events. You want to be part of this stuff. I mean, I think that shows a lot for a company of
Thank
your size and where you're headed here in Concord,
appreciate it.
which is really, really a great thing. So
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
so for someone watching right now, where can they find you, or where can they find information about you?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
where would
I
they
mean,
start looking?
yeah, we have, all of our entities have a website. Ethosenvironmental.us is our, website just for our company. I try to be pretty active on LinkedIn. So my LinkedIn
Okay.
is just my first and last name. So Caleb Esborg. And yeah, I actually love that kind of social space.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool and really important too for business leaders and businesses in general. So I would say that. And then, I try to be really responsive to email too. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I totally agree with you on the LinkedIn thing. I don't
yeah,
think enough businesses use that tool,
yeah,
regardless of what size. But you and I communicated through
yeah, yeah.
LinkedIn.
Yep.
So when we met each other,
That's
we
true.
knew a little bit
That's
about
true.
one another. I thought that was interesting,
I actually I read an article the other day. I love reading. I'm a total nerd, so I read something on the Wall Street Journal that talked about it did a parallel between Instagram and the amount of users and the amount of actual like content producers on
Hmm.
Instagram, and you could see the ratio, and the content producer versus the actual users was almost equal.
Yeah.
And then they had a side by side with LinkedIn, and there were the users were still, I think it was 300 million. I don't want to spitball, but I
Right.
from just my recollections, and the actual content producers was hardly anything. And so I
Mm.
think that's something that we're processing even as a business, and even myself individually, is like, how can we get more of a voice in this space? Because it's
Yeah.
almost an untapped space.
Yeah.
So even for business leaders and community leaders in this area too, I think there's a lot of potential there that's untapped.
I 100% agree with you. And that's great to hear,
Yeah.
honestly. Um, so for you, like, your company's not offering any special deals or anything like
Yeah.
that. But is there anything that unique about your business that we're maybe not aware of at this point that,
Yeah.
you could point out as
Yeah, I know.
what?
I appreciate it. I know. I saw that question. I was like, well, we don't really have Black
Yeah. Hey,
Friday
yeah,
in
yeah.
construction,
Two
though.
for
That'd be
one.
cool. No, I think the thing I'd love to highlight is we really have tried to like spread out our even just operations,
Hmm.
where we just again we have a passion to our vision at Ethos, for instance, is to make the world safer and more beautiful through construction.
Hmm.
And I think that that's really like what drives all of our entities. But I would just say like, we just want to be a part of everything that we can to make the world safer and more beautiful through construction. So we
Yeah.
have like, environmental testing and hazardous testing that we offer homeowners through insurance companies. We have remediation services, mitigation services, remodel services. So we're always trying to basically communicate, hey, if you have construction needs, we probably have a company, without sounding too like boastful, that
Right.
can
They can
actually get
solve
that
it.
done,
Yeah.
for
Right.
you.
Right.
So
Right.
that'd be probably the comment that I'd have in
Yeah.
response to that.
And that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's such
Yeah.
an interesting way of looking at construction,
Yeah.
because it is so important.
Yeah.
You want to see something that's appealing and safe and,
Yeah.
built properly. So
Yeah.
I think that's really neat.
Yeah.
I like to ask kind of a fun question
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Concord. What is your local spot? Do you have
Oh
a
yeah.
local spot in Concord?
Yeah. Yeah, Makuni is
And
one
you
of my
mentioned it a
favorite.
couple where when you walked in
I
there.
know. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
came
yeah.
from Makuni. I had a business meeting there. I try to
The
schedule all
best,
my business
man.
meetings there.
The
So,
best.
yeah. Love Makuni. Love Gratitude.
Yeah.
Their coffee's awesome. And then this one's probably silly, but if it's just probably the most honest answer I could give, I am at the Whole Foods every single day. So
No
it's my little
kidding.
space. Our offices are like 4 minutes away. So I'll just like
Oh, right there in the veranda, the Whole
right
Foods
the veranda.
365. It's
Yep.
not that anymore. It's just a Whole
I think
Foods
it's just
now.
Whole Foods now, but
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
there every day, and it's almost like I enjoy not bringing lunch because it's just my little retreat. So I'll go to
Yeah.
Whole Foods and walk around and get my
Well,
sparkling water and my coffee and my lunch. It'd be good.
that
But
that's
I
a
know
good
that's probably a
spot.
silly answer, but there's a lot of
No,
great places
no, I'm
here.
surprised I haven't bumped into you because I'm right across the street there.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
my spot too. I
yeah.
love that Whole Foods.
Oh, awesome,
Um,
awesome.
so
Yeah,
with that, I got to tell you, thanks for coming
mm,
on. I mean,
yeah,
I
of
really
course.
appreciate your time. I appreciate the information you've given us about what you do and how you do it in Concord. I think that's
Mm,
giant.
yeah.
We really love that stuff. And then I also have to give my shout out to Viscom Studios. They've done a wonderful job with the set here and kind of what we've done, and giving us an opportunity to talk to businesses here in Concord and make sure that we help spread the word for one another so we can thrive, live, and work here in this community. And lastly, if you need information about the Concord Chamber, www.concordchamber.com, or you can reach us at 925-685-1181. Is there any last information you want to give about Ethos or?
No, I would just say, again, I'm really thankful for just this opportunity to have this conversation with you. And
Yeah.
I think my encouragement too would just be to anyone who's listening, especially the businesses and business leaders out there, to be a part of this community. Because I think what's cool is you have such a real emphasis. And just like you very kindly said, we're trying to put our money where our mouth is. I think you're doing the same thing where through opportunities like this, you really are emphasizing community. And I think that is just so integral, not just to business, but just even our lives. So
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you, but I'm totally behind what you guys are doing, your
Cool.
vision, and really appreciate it. So
Man, you're a real pleasure to talk to, and I
oh,
love
thanks.
it. A construction company in
Yeah.
Concord doing great things. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. So
Oh,
I
well, thank you.
appreciate your time. I appreciate you, and
Yeah,
good job, man. Thanks.
appreciate it. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you.
Awesome.
To find out more about the Concord Chamber, to become a member, or to be a guest on the show, visit our website at www.concordchamber.com, or you can call us at 925-685-1181.